Hello, welcome along to this video. This is another video of me trying to forge medieval style arrowheads. I think this one is based on a Type 8 Bodkin, which is for piercing armour, I think. But this one that I'm doing here was about number 4 or 5 that I'd done in the morning. So yeah, I was improving on each one. What I'm doing here at the moment is just flattening out the back of the bar, ready to scroll it and make the socket. So this video, the first section here where I'm forging out the arrowhead is real time. I think it was about nine and a half minutes from start to finish. So I've posted up the whole thing. I've not edited out the heats in between, just to sort of give you an idea really of actually how long it really takes. And that's an amateur doing it as well. Obviously people that do this for a living, not that there's many of them around now, can do it an awful lot quicker. So this step here that I'm doing is I'm just continuing to flatten out the area for the socket. I need to try and get it nice and thin around the edges so that when it scrolls round it blends in nicely. I've not managed to get one done in one heat yet. I'm not quite that good. So this is now I'm going to scroll over the flat area and make the socket for the arrow shaft. Even though when you're forging the sockets on these, you have to be careful that you don't sort of squash it flat, but you can actually be surprisingly heavy with the hammer. Well, I have been lucky so far at least. Now I'm just tidying up the scroll a little bit more and then moving on to the bit of the anvil, where I'm now working on the neck transition between the socket and where the head will be, just to sort of try and smooth it out, tighten things down, just sort of neaten it up a bit. I always struggle with this part. Ends up quite often the socket and the head are like out of alignment and have to do a lot of straightening up. This one went relatively okay. So just off screen in the vise I've got like a mandrel, just like a point shaped lump of steel that I've got the socket over, and I'm just sort of twisting the bar and tapping around on the socket just to try and thin the edges down a little bit more and just sort of get the socket into a nice shape. Now I'm using the cut-off tool in the hardy hole here, just to take off the excess material that I don't need, and well actually no, not the excess material I don't need, because it's on one long bar, so basically the socket's overhanging and I've got probably ½ an inch of steel that I've got between the socket and the cut, and that will be what's forged into the point in the next step. So that was the final heat, I think, and now we're going to try and forge the point of the arrowhead. I'm doing it that way around on the anvil because I'm going to try and keep the arrowhead sort of short and stumpy, and try and, while I'm doing that, push some of the material back towards the socket so that it doesn't elongate and become too thin, like the other Bodkins. I can't remember what type they are. But they're the very long, thin ones that we used for chainmail, whereas these short, stubbier ones and sort of diamond-shaped ones were for armour piercing. And then really now it's just a case of refining that point, trying to hammer out any hammer marks sort of whilst it goes into sort of replenishing heat, like a sort of a black heat. And just sort of smooth things up, tidy things up, so I don't have to spend too much time sort of just cleaning it with a file or on the belt grinder. That's basically done now, so I've just given it a little quench just to cool it down so I can show you. After this I gave it a little touch up on that belt grinder there, just to sort of polish those sides up, and then I'm going to stick it onto an arrow shaft and going to go and give it a try. So basically that was 9 minutes 30, so let's see how it goes. Alright. I'm going to try one of these arrows. Now, it's not on the right kind of shaft, it's not the right kind of arrow. It doesn't quite fit, and it's quite a light spine arrow, but I'm going to give it a go. Fired a couple of the other one earlier on and it flew, but I just want to see how this one goes, because I did the long Bodkin earlier on. So, well, it flies and it sticks. Right, just for a little perspective, okay? That's the arrowhead I just made, stuck on one of my shafts, which is, I can't remember what size, thin. Just as a comparison, this will stay there. This is one I borrowed from a friend. Quite a bit different. Beautifully made arrow. Yeah. So you can see got a long way to go. But yeah. Do another one. Right, back to testing the arrow again now. Quite a heavy arrow that, but it does go. I struggled to get that out because it went past the back of the socket there and it got stuck in the cardboard. Right, see if I can't get that yellow bit. Oh, close! Right, I'm going to see if I can find a bit of steel. So that's a bit of tin. It's like trim for cold stores. Not tin, it's actually steel. It's less than a millimetre thick. We just call it tin for some stupid reason, I don't know why. But it's still quite hard stuff, so let's see if we can get this to stick in it. I'm a lot closer as well, by the way. I'm actually only about 4 or 5 metres back. Wow, it didn't stick. Made a pretty decent hole. Try that again. Try and go full draw this time. Another hole. Just going to pause. I really want to try and get this to go through. So another hole. Right, one more. Right, this time. No, it's just flexing too much. Good fun, eh? Right, doing this once. I'm a lot further back, so my accuracy is going to be a lot far off. I've got plenty of protection around there, and it's definitely not going to go through, but we'll give it a go. I'm at about 11 metres now. That's not too bad. Still only a hole. So bearing in mind that that's only mild steel, was that five hits on that. That tip blunted ever so slightly, so I'm pretty pleased with that. There's the holes, look. I mean, they're almost through. Anyway, don't try this at home. If you like that, then please like and subscribe. That'd be really great.